Everyone come get your ice cream. It is the final day of UnicronSupreme week, and here, there was no toy we could end this week on than the Ice Cream Twins, Skids and Mudflap from Revenge of the Fallen, in probably the most daring of all toys ever released in Transformers. An ice cream truck, a pink ice cream truck at that. Never would I have imagined that this would not only be made, but also become a really popular figure. It's absolutely trippy. So let's take a look and see why. Of course, recreating the squat little ice cream truck from the movie quite well. White and pink. Shocking pink. It's not like RC where they added some little red to it to actually make it a little bit more tolerable for boys. This is completely unforgiving pink, and I admire that. I really do. You got a nice tampoed ice cream cone there with a little thing sticking out of it. A lot of little decals on here. Creamy ice cream, as opposed to the grainy ice cream that other van sells. Made fresh for you. Not the guy next to you, just you. Specifically you. Now, normal paint apps, let's see here. The windows painted blue. Kind of matches the clear, though not really. The grille, very well painted. Two-tone gray. And you can see that blue plastic forming the little exposed headlights. This is a very old ice cream truck, so the headlights are completely external pieces. Nice little touch. You can see the doors molded in on the back. Little handles and everything in there, little windows. Little unpainted bumper here back, and an upside down Autobot symbol. Oh, I don't know, this is just tripping me out a little bit. You can see the taillights are molded in here, unpainted unfortunately. The little speaker stuck there up on top, and a little ice cream cone. Aww, that's so cute. Seriously, anyone remember Twisted Metal? Why is there no Sweet Tooth custom of this toy yet? I want to see it. Anyway, there's a lot of little molded detail that I'm not sure is going to come up on camera, but I will try to point it out anyway because it's probably the one knock against this toy I can give it. They made sure to pack in a lot of small details, like the door handle there, lots of little grooves here, even windshield wipers. However, there is some very particular molding. See that? That is rust. They have intentionally molded in rust on some spots of this toy. That does match up to the movie version of this figure, of this vehicle. Unfortunately, unpainted. Which, that just kind of bums me out. Because it's a really cool detail. It's such a small detail to include. I really wish it had been emphasized with a little bit of brown or copper paint. So it's kind of unfortunate that it was missed. I believe the Shanghai Showdown pack at Toys R Us, I believe, is a more appropriately painted version of this toy, and probably the only one you're going to find on the shelves right now. So yeah, at least there it has been fully realized. Now we move on to vehicle mode, or from vehicle mode to robot mode rather. God, I'm going to be so glad to be done with these reviews. And I'll show this just because I love this. It starts by splitting in half, just like it did in the movie. So hey, damage gimmick. And I think a lot missed this, and I kind of like this. His head's poking out. Get back in there, Skids. I'll get to you in a minute. Robot mode now. Now to robot mode, or modes. Yeah, I better do this one at a time, I guess. So you go over here, and I will focus on little Skids first. What I'm doing here is basically reviewing 2 Scout class figurines, and if there's one thing that Revenge of the Fallen did right, it was the Scout class. They were brilliant little toys, and I was really glad to see Revenge of the Fallen doing them such good justice. Here we have Skids in his very pink robot mode. carrying over a lot of the details from the front end of the ice cream truck. So you got a lot of the detailing left over, see there, and some robot mode bits that we can point out. Yeah, his right arm is huge, as is supposed to be, and it's got an articulated wrist, so you got a little bit of playability there. Nice level of articulation here, though the doors molded onto his arms do hinder him a little bit, and not much outward movement. Kind of unfortunate. The hips and the knees, on the other hand, are pretty much average, so pretty good range. You also have a little bit of adjustment at the ankles, so he can stand straight no matter where you display his legs. And then the head sculpt, very much Skids. He's got silver teeth, since they couldn't be bothered to get out the gold spray paint for a little tiny scout figure. But his eyes are painted two different colors, his pupils and the outer area, which is a nice little feature. They didn't really have to do that, but they did, and I appreciate that. He also carries over a lot of detail that his deluxe figure has. For instance, the fenders forming his shoulders. That was kind of a surprise. It was a very nice touch to include that. And overall, he makes a nice little toy, a nice little mini incarnation of Skids. Now, he handles his kibble pretty well too. It's one big folded up backpack, but despite having small feet, he does seem to stabilize pretty well, so no real concern with the kibble there. Not too bad. On to Mudflap, who has a few cheats in his robot mode, but in a way it manages to be more dynamic than his brother. You've got a similar level of articulation. You do have a swivel up here in the arm. That's nice. And again, even though it's not a different color, his hand is articulated. So you've got a little bit of extra play ability there. You've got same range in the legs. Same level of articulation, 90-degree knees, full range in hips. Does not have the foot swivel, though it is that inward slant. So he does stand with his legs a little splayed, more natural stance. That's nice. You also have, actually a lot more detail in the chest than his brother. Skids just uses the front end of the vehicle and the grille, whereas you can see fake tail lights have been molded in, fake bumper that's been scrunched up, fake little exhaust pipes there. So you actually come up with a very dynamic looking chest, along with these little pieces. It actually form one of the back of the roof of the vehicle. You can see the Autobot symbol that was upside down before, now very well represented here. And the head, yeah, it's Mudflap. No real surprise, though this is spring-loaded for some reason, so I'm not quite sure what that accomplishes. Something in me thinks that's supposed to gimmick something, and it does not. Oh well, not going to complain about it, really. Overall, nice. The kibble, yeah, there's a lot of it on him, because he has to take the majority of the vehicle mode along with him. You can see his legs are huge, though, again, just like Skids, his deluxe figure does have the wheels stuck here in the legs, so it is nice to see the details that are carried over here that you wouldn't expect. These are also handled just like his doors in his deluxe figure. Just over his shoulders, doing absolutely nothing. And I guess these sides are supposed to represent those bars that I hate on his chest. So there's a lot of detail matching up. As you can see, he's got a lot more kibble to deal with, but it doesn't nearly create the backpack of his brother. And this is actually quite adjustable, so you can do whatever you want with it to minimize it or exemplify it. No, it doesn't matter. I mean, give him wings if you want. I don't care. It's up to you. A lot of little things to do. It should also demonstrate, yeah, they both have these fully little articulated, ball-jointed heads. Nice touch. So, yeah, you can see why. There's very little fault with this particular toy in either of them. And that's very nice because I literally cannot stand how overly complex both of them are in the deluxe size. And as I said in a previous review, I hate his deluxe toy. This gives me a nice, enjoyable option for both Skids and Mudflap, and a very daring transformer on Hasbro's part. I am thrilled that they actually had the guts to produce this. And I even think somewhere in the TFW 2005 podcast, I did actually say, what, you think they're actually going to make, you know, when we thought it was a red herring, I actually said, oh, you think they're actually going to make an ice cream truck transformer? And of course I was proven horribly, horribly wrong, and I'm glad to be. This is a very fun toy. If you can dig it up, please do. This is probably one of the best Revenge of the Fallen did. And that's UnicronSupreme Week. I would like to thank him once again for providing all of these toys, and thank you for sticking through 7 reviews in a row. It might be a long time before I marathon like this again, but if you've enjoyed it, stay tuned. I'm getting back to business as usual very shortly.